I'll tell you a quick story. One time when Rory's contract was expiring, he asked me to book him a welterweight fight. Now, a welterweight fight is like a Muay Thai fight, but you're allowed elbows and it's bare knuckle. And I asked him, why on earth would you want to do that? There are hundreds of fights, machines, killers, like the most deadliest people on earth. And you'd probably end up fighting for $50, $60. Like it's a truly poor country. I asked him, why on earth would you want to do a welterweight fight? He says, because if I don't do it now between contracts, I'll never get to fight with headbutts. I'll never get to fight with bare knuckles. That is a sign of somebody who truly loves fighting.
I believe that I'm in my prime, and I think a big part of that is having some time to do some realization about myself. Having this time away from fighting, I've had to look inside of myself, looking back at my disappointments in my career and why those happen and who I am inside. And going forward, what do I want to accomplish? How am I going to accomplish that? And I've been able to do that with this time off.
Listen, in everything in life, you're going to have fluctuations. You're going to have ups and downs. And when you're down is when you remember how much you wanted to be up again. You know, when you lose things, you remember how important they are to you. And I think when you're going to see Rory in the PFL, you're going to see a Rory who wants to remind everybody that if he wants to, he can. And when he's hungry, there's nobody that could stop him. And that's what I'm seeing with him now in the practice room. He's going to remind everybody that if he puts his mind to something, there's no point in his opponents even showing up to the fight. They're just coming to take a beating.
Everybody in your division has talked about fighting Rory MacDonald, wants to fight with Rory MacDonald. What about Rory MacDonald?
Of course! Like, why else would I do this?
Yeah.
Right? So of course I'm gonna face Rory. That's a no-brainer.
You know, I was hoping to start this season. I was angling, trying to get a fight with MacDonald.
Absolutely, I feel like a win over him would put me like on top, you know.
I would love to fight him. He beat BJ Penn, and there's something that I gotta get that back from my boy BJ. And yeah, I feel like I'll knock him out the same way I knocked out Chris. I don't think he's the same anymore, and I think he just doesn't do good to guys that pressure him.
Man, what I can say is just be ready to fight. You know, I know a lot of people talk about Rory like he's done, you know what I mean? Like this is it, you know, some comments that he made before that he didn't really have the fight in him, but man, don't fall for that, you know what I mean? I stepped in there with him after, you know, whatever he said, and, you know, people thought that his feeling wasn't in the cage. No, man, he's still game. You know, he works hard, he's a strong fighter, you know, he's good everywhere. Just be ready for a war, you know, it's not gonna be easy. You know, I've seen, you know, he's back in training, you know, he's ready, he's focused.
He's a killer. He's a killer. You don't want to get hit by Rory. He hits like a Mack truck, and he's very precise. His striking is phenomenal. His toughness, his ability to take a shot is incredible. So none of these guys in the PFL can hit like Rory, and none of them can hurt him. If they hit him, he's just going to walk through. It's not going to affect him. He's too good for them. He's going to crush them, and I look forward to seeing it.
For me, he's the same Rory that he's always been. You know, even after all the wars, I think he's still got the hunger in him. You know, and that's what I want to see, and I think that's what I'm going to see when I watch him fight, you know, at the PFL. He still got it on him. I still expect a lot of fight that's left in him.
You know, I've taken this time to look inside and be like, you know, what makes me special? What makes me dangerous inside the cage, and go out there and do that rather than try to experiment in the cage, which I've done in the past with different martial arts styles and things like that. I plan on going in there with what I know that my strengths are, going in there level-headed, composed, hungry, and going in there as a hunter and taking my opponent out.